Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining in this session today. What I'm going to look at doing is basically take you through a short induction on the course and how you would essentially use the Moodle when you are actually joining us for CPD-based courses. So what I will do is basically show you a couple of things on the screen. As you would see, this is the Moodle platform that we use, from which you'll be getting the access to the teaching and learning material. Now, for those of you who are actually new to Moodle, this is the world's most widely accepted learning platform, and over 25,000 universities and colleges worldwide use it. So it's a very simple platform which will be basically used for the purposes of you being able to access the learning material regarding to the with regards to the course that you've joined. My name is Raman Singh, and I'm going to be taking you through this particular short course induction for CPD courses. Now, I've just logged in, on the Moodle. I'm going to quickly log out and show you from start in terms of how you would access the platform and gain access to the course that you've enrolled in. So when you go onto this particular URL, which is short for Lima Mike Sierra, lms.ukversity.co.uk, you can also bookmark this to your home button in your browser by clicking on the lock and just dragging it to the home, and whenever you want access to it, it will be available at a click of a mouse button. So when I click on this, it opens up this home page. Now on the home page, there are a couple of things which I want to draw your attention towards. Let me just make this slightly bigger and highlight it. There are two other options that you can look at. One is basically how to set up Moodle on your smartphone or tablet. Now, most of us would be accessing this particular platform a number of times during the course of the next few weeks when you're studying with us. So it'll be best to basically also have a download of the app, which you can do on your smartphone, tablet, or your PC, and that allows you to have the access to the course material wherever you go and wherever you have access to the internet. So this is not mandatory, but essentially should give you access to the course material on your phone as well, or a smartphone or a tablet. Now, basically what you need to do is download, depending on which user you are. If you're an iPhone user or an Android user, depending on the tablet that you have, all you need to do is download the Moodle app from your Play Store or the Google Play Store. And once you've downloaded the app, you can set it up in 3 easy steps. First of all, it'll ask you where the Moodle is installed. That is what it means when you need to provide the URL of the website. The second would be the aspect of providing your username, and the third would be the password that you've kept. Now, once you put these 3 things in, as you can see, when you download the Moodle app, first thing it'll ask you is the URL. When you put the URL, it detects the Ukversity Moodle. When you're on that Moodle, it is going to ask you to key in your username and password. And once you've keyed that in once, you can save it on your tablet or your phone, because this is your own device. And once you've done that, you would have access to the full material which is provided on Moodle for the course that you've enrolled. So essentially, the advantage is that you are able to, obviously go onto the calendar. You can also, get some indications in terms of announcements from us from time to time. And, at some stage, if you're traveling and obviously you have access to the internet, you want to do a bit of reading, listening, you can do that through this particular device, because you've got the whole course on your app itself. So this installation should not take more than 30 seconds. You need 3 things at best to be able to do this. Once you download the app, you need the username and the password and the URL where the Moodle is installed. The second thing that you would look at the home page when you want to go back, if you ever forget your username and password, then you click on this short video, and this video will essentially show you how to reset your username, basically your password, not your username. And this explains in a couple of ways how you can actually reset your password, or get the system to send you a password reset link pretty much instantly. So I've covered this in a bit more detail, but basically if I go onto the home page, and if ever you forget your username and password, all you have to do is click on this option on the right hand side where it says forgot your username and password, and you click on this option. It'll ask you either key in your username or your email address. Only one is required. So if I just magnify this again, it says either your username or your email address. So it's always best to put your email address And the moment you put your email address in, and it basically detects that you are a user, what it'll do is straight away send you a reset link to your email, which will allow you to log back into the system. Now, once you're on the home page, what you need to do is put your username here. It is always in small letters, and then followed by the password, and then click on this green button, which is the greater than icon, and that should allow you to log into the system. Now, for those of us who are doing short courses, there is an easy tab that you'll essentially see on the top here, and you should be able to identify what course you're actually studying and click on it, and that should take you into that course. Now, the other way would be if you are on the home page, and because you're studying a particular course with us, normally it will be shown under your My Courses in the course that you are enrolled for. You will be shown here, and the moment you click on this, it will allow you to enter into that course. So I'm going to go into this through the top menu, Strategic Management. When you click on this, you will go to the home page of the course. And when I go into the home page of the course, it basically provides you some sort of a brief description of what the course is about. There could be some articles. This is something that will be populated. You'll have one or two books which will be available here should you wish to read, details into the subject. And then what we've done is we've basically divided the key aspects of the CPD related course, which is strategic management, into shorter modules. So essentially here, what is strategic management is a PDF document. When you click on this, it should open onto your device. And this is primarily a document that if you want to download, you can download. And it takes you through a bit of history and background in terms of what is strategy, what is the field of strategic management, and a couple of pages which essentially will take you through the overview of this particular subject in the course that you're doing. Then you get into specific options like, first of all, apprise yourself of strategic options. And here is where you're going to be able to see presentations which have been developed to cover this particular topic. And this will be quite detailed because what we are looking at is providing you the filtered summary and a crux of what this particular unit is all about, strategic management, the topic that you're studying. So the slides are going to be quite worded, they're going to be quite detailed, and they will cover the content of the of this particular module in quite a lot of detail. Now, there will be a couple of presentations which will cover the topic of the module that you're studying, and each of these presentations can be downloaded by clicking onto the download button here, and they should allow you to essentially read them in a bit more detail at your own pace. And what we've done is we've structured them into various sections, and these sections allow you to develop and understand the concept then leading into theoretical frameworks, theoretical frameworks then leading into examples and case studies that you would need to read to be able to understand those topics in detail. Now, after you've seen all these presentations, then what we have is some key framework videos, which are videos that very briefly in 2 minutes explain what the key frameworks are and how do you use them in the case of strategic management. So we've got key frameworks like the BCG matrix. There's a handout for this matrix. After you go through the video, you can also read the handout to be able to further go into detailing of what the framework is and how it is put into practice. You have SWOT analysis, you have Potter's 5 framework model. There are obviously lots of them, and some of them are also covered in the slide. But what we've done is for the most important frameworks, we put some short videos here, which essentially give you the crux of the framework in about 2 minutes. Now, towards the end, what you're going to be able to do is take an assessment quiz. Now, for now, what we've done is we put a sample quiz here. This would be the quiz that you will require you to be taking this quiz. And this quiz will have anywhere between 25 to 30 questions. Now, when you attempt this quiz, you'll have 3 attempts to do this. And this particular quiz will be a combination of short essay questions or multiple choice questions. And what you need to do is pass this particular quiz to be able to get the certification, which is issued jointly by UK Varsity and CPD qualifications. So at the end of it, for example, when you take this quiz, the quiz, you can do 3 attempts on it. The questions are going to be randomized, and obviously each of the questions carry 1 mark. And essentially what you have to do is achieve over 80% or over 80% in terms of cumulated grade to be able to then achieve the certification. Although there are 3 attempts allowed, but if you feel that you need more attempts, or obviously you need to attempt the quiz again, that can be reset by the Moodle administrator, and that can be done when you send us an email. But this is something that you will get to at some stage. We've only provided a bit of a sampler here for now, and this sampler here essentially looks at only providing you a bit of an insight into what the final assessment would look like and what are you expected to essentially look at in terms of preparation, because at the end of it there is no assignment, there is no exam, but there is a quiz or a multiple choice question exam that you have to essentially do, and this multiple choice question exam will determine and obviously will be required to be completed before you get the final certification. So just as an example, I've just randomly looked at 5 questions, and these questions, when you finish, you basically submit the answers, and what will happen is you will basically submit and return, and then once the quiz has been submitted, it will give you a very clear indication of where you passed, what questions have been answered correctly, what questions have not been answered correctly. If there are any which are not answered correctly, then you'll get a reasoning of why this has not been answered correctly, and it'll show you a score at the end of it to say whether you've passed the quiz or you've not passed the quiz. So in this case, as you can see, you've achieved 8 out of 10. That would mean that you would have successfully passed this module, and a certification would be issued in 1 or 2 working days. So this particular content section of Moodle essentially would give you details about the course, the key sections which you have to study to be able to gain knowledge, and obviously obviously knowledge and information about the strategic management module, and that will hopefully help you achieve this particular course, this certification towards the end, by taking on an assessment which is done through the quiz on strategic management. Now, apart from this, there are case studies that are going to be available, and there will be some books and articles which are recommended that we do say that you need to go ahead and study, and they would be available here. And as you go along, you can also get in touch with us through email, and that would allow us to, if there are any areas or any additional information that you need, then you can email us and we would be able to provide that. But what we have covered in this particular section in terms of the course and the course content is very, very detailed. We followed very closely the guidelines which are required for you to be able to have very in-depth knowledge about the subject area of strategic management, and hopefully you would enjoy studying this course with us as a CPD qualification. Thanks very much for watching, and if you need any help and support, do get in touch with us through email, or you could give us a call on our college switchboard at 0161 273 4745.